So welcome back to another Dumpster Fires of the Atomic Shop. Today we have some new stuff, some old stuff, and some of last week's stuff. So the gone fishing season is still running. Currently I'm sitting right around 40 or 41, something like that. I haven't bothered to try and really advance because I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to potentially get tagged in all of the weirdness that's been going on in the game with either duping or uh, cheating your way through the scoreboard to I call it cheating. It's not really cheating. To be quite honest, they used an in-game uh, solution to an in-game problem. Blaming them for it is just kind of stupid in a way because if you didn't want them to do it, you should have made it so they couldn't. You shouldn't punish them because they did it. But I understand why Bethesda would get upset because, well, now they have to come up with better material and actually fix their damn game. Imagine that. Alright, let's look at the Atomic Shop. So, as always, double check the camp items and any of the apparel, skins, or whatever, looking for new items that are on sale that are not currently listed on the featured page, because although the featured page is great, it does not always cover everything that is in game. So we have the Americana Nuka-Cola machine. So all of you people that collect Nuka-Cola now have a reason to buy this bundle. We have the Patriot Popper popcorn machine, the patriotic paint job for the uh, grenade launcher, and we have a patriotic plushie of both Cappy and Bottle. And then we also have the Stars and Stripes canopy and the weather station fireworks. So let's see what's all's in here. So you have the patriotic title prefix. Then we have all of the items that I just mentioned, including the patriotic picket fence, which is basically just an American flag picket fence. The door appears to be the area where the flag is actually painted in. So, just so you know. But you get the plushies, you get the canopy, get the skin. The only item, and I don't know if you actually get the flag waving emote, but I don't think you do because I don't see it actually in here, which is kind of ironic because it's one of those things that you would think they would have actually just thrown in here to finish out the set. But I get it. Can't give you everything for 1,500 atoms. But we have the fireworks weather station, which apparently gives you a fireworks show, which is kind of cool, I guess, if you are collecting weather stations. I mean, it's 1,200 atoms. I don't know if it's cool enough that I'd want it, but then we have the Deep Space Walker paint, which is the power armor skin that is a spacesuit. We have the Theater Night bundle, which is a bunch of old stuff. By old stuff, I mean it came out on a scoreboard, and you're buying items that came out on the scoreboard. I have some items that I didn't get on the scoreboard, which is why I still have like 543 on it. We have the Tiki Bar bundle, which I bought, so it's not here for you to see. But it's basically all the stuff down there at the bottom, plus... I don't think there's anything that was... Unless it's like a suffix or a prefix that I might have forgotten. We have the Stalker bundle, which is kind of patriotic because it has the little American flag mask, at least in the thing here, but I'm pretty sure that's an individual choice. The Haunted House kit is in here if you want that. The Black Shovel backpack bundle, or backpack, is one of my favorite backpacks. I really love the chrome paint job for miniguns. Oh my god, it's beautiful. And the Forbidden Dig site. And then you've got, of course, the American Patriot paints. Now we get the free supply crate level 2 today. The Abandoned Mine wallpaper. And for Fallout First, you get the Fall Tool Shed bundle. which has the tool shed, this little Adirondack chair, their little red wooden backyard chair. Um, you also get the mounted jackalope head, the skeleton wheelbarrow, the tool shed itself, the fall elm trees, and the fall shrubs. Um, if you want all of it, go for it. The asking price is 700 and something atoms. Actually, it might be 800 atoms. But it's only 25% off. Then, of course, we've got the Fallout First catch-up bundles, which these things are always in here. So, and then the Gone Fishing stuff will be leaving soon. So if you don't already have that, you might want to go ahead and grab it. So, you know how it works. Go through these things, look for stuff that you might want that isn't listed, because there's always something that isn't listed. There's always something that they don't feel the need to actually promote in their own game, which I find amazing. I'm going to go ahead and hop in World. I'll look at the dailies that are available and the weeklies that are available on this day. Dailies change every day, so keep that in mind. This weekend coming up is a double score weekend, so if you're running slow like me through the scoreboard, or you want that extra boost, it might be a good time to do it. The double score only applies to daily events, so you want to keep that in mind, and not weekly events. There is a bonus if you finish up 3 days worth of these events and you finish it up on a Thursday. You can get a nice chunk of extra score that way, and I'll explain to you how. So, challenges. So today we scrap acid, we complete 6 dailies, we collect Mothman eggs, we cook meat-based meals, we eat cooked meals, we kill a cryptid, we kill some cultists, we sell Mothman omelets to the vendor. That's the dailies. Now, for the weeklies, this right here is how you get your bonus on Thursday. You complete the Gold Star Daily Event Challenge, which is complete 6 daily challenges. So, I guess technically you can't do it on Thursday. My mistake. You can do it on, well, basically Monday. I think Monday is when it'll be available for most of us. But if you go through here, complete 3 daily operations, collect 14 soap, which I've showed you where that is a lot. Collect 20 pre-war food, I've shown you where that is a lot. Build defensive appliances or crafting items in a camp or workshop. It's easy enough. Cripple human heads, destroy 30 robots, drink Nuka-Cola Wild. Eat cooked meals, scrap to produce adhesive, and repeat and rinse. So go through, find the ones that you don't like or the ones that you're not likely to do. In my case, it's this one right here. Reroll that. This, because of all the eating things that are in here, is a lot more likely to get done by me than anything else. Now, if you don't have a large supply of Nuka-Cola Wild, which let's double check and see what we've got on this character. Go over here to food. We'll go down to Nuka-Cola. Dark, Quantum Candies, Twist, Wild. I've got 32 of the damn things. I was going to say, if you don't have something, like, if you just don't have it, and it's a consumption challenge, just re-roll it. Especially if you don't think you're going to be able to get it in a timely fashion. But the other thing is like soap. Soap spawns right where this guy is standing at, basically. There's a power pylons going down through here. There's a power pylon that's right about here. Right there in that location. And there's a bathtub with a corpse in it. And that corpse has like, I want to say it's like 22 soaps altogether. This is the most that I've ever pulled out of it. But, yeah. And as far as cooked meals go, that goes for any cooked meal. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, like, anything big. It can be something simple. It can be common foods that you already carry on yourself. You can also go and just go over to the farming areas, collect a bunch of corn, make yourself some corn soup, and just eat that. You know, quick stuff, not time consuming, not big. Nothing that's going to make it really difficult for yourself. There are plenty of things in this game to make the game difficult, more so than it has to be. Don't let the things that you have to do for a daily be one of those. But at least we don't have to go to these things right now. But I think it's funny that it's right on top of that. But I'm going to go over and look for soap, and we'll see how many are there. And I bet you there's not going to be any in there. Because the guy that came through earlier, that's what he did. And certain items in a world will spawn twice. Meaning, like, it'll spawn once for you, and it'll spawn once for your friend. If you're in a group, you have a better chance of that occurring. But in most cases, nah. But I'll show you right where it is. Starting from Sutton Station, we go down this railroad track. And as you can see, there's a power pylon there up to our left, and there's one over here to our right. Now, things you should know about this place. There is typically a group of idiots that are right there that we can take care of real quick. And turrets do count as robots. Okay? And not all cultists are human. Just so you know. They may look like they're human, they may act like they're human. But if you listen to their voice, you can tell that it's a ghoul. But down here, you'll see, this is my buddy in his bathtub. This is where all that soap that I told you about spawns. Now the first day that this challenge goes off, unless you're on a private world, this thing is going to look like this for most of the worlds that you're on. Now the second or third day, that's a different story because, well, people don't always, you know, loot it. But if you're worried about it, just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and throw down a tent here. And I'll hop to my tent over here real quick. Drop this because it doesn't count for anything. I'll go over here and make, I think it was acid that I needed a bundle of. And I'll just make a bulk of it, which I don't have enough acid to make a bulk of. That's how bad my acid collection has been lately. Which means I need to turn on this house up here and let it do its thing. It's sitting on an acid node, by the way. So from this location here, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and leave this world And yes, that was the great Elric Legreese on my friends list. He's on there because, well, he's a friend of mine, and he's a good kid. But he makes videos. If you want to see PvP, he's probably the best authority on it currently in game, because he is trying out as much as he possibly can. Luckily, he doesn't ask me to help out with those kind of videos or to be a test dummy much. Notice I said much. But I also haven't been playing this game a lot, which is why my acid is so low. Because in all honesty, I haven't been playing it. But this is the little town with the Mothman cult in it, where everybody will be converging to murder some Mothman cultists. So, here we are back, same location. Now, on my private world, you see all of the soap. See, the point is, it's kind of like Jenga. If you pull these things out too quick, some of them will fall through the ground. So if you just pick up one on top at a time, you'll eventually get there. You just gotta be a little bit more careful than most people want to be. Okay, so pretty sure that's all of them, but let's see how many we got this time. 20. So like I said, I got 21 ones. I must have missed one. I think there was one underneath his back, but I can't really get to it. Oh well. Not a big deal. So, that gives me all of that. Now we'll jump over to Silva Homestead. I'm going to run up, grab some corn, make a bunch of food, eat it, and repeat, because that's what you do. So you go through, harvest some corn. This would be much better if I had the thing on to double the amount that I harvest, but I don't really feel like farting on my cards at the moment. So it's me being lazy that's going to make me have to do this.
It's just about time to eat.
More than I should. But I'll be honest with you, I'm okay with being lazy because I am very tired at the moment. I think I might have slept for about 4 hours today. Not that that's a big accomplishment, but for me, sleeping at all is a big accomplishment.
Fix that. Never seems to end.
I either sleep a lot or I sleep none at all. So, there is that. Let's see, how many...
It's hard work making a living out here.
Now, pre-war food... Go ahead and drink the Duke of Wilds. While I'm thinking about it. Pre-war food is kind of funny. Whenever it says drink Nuka-Cola and it doesn't give you a particular type, that means you can drink any Nuka-Cola you want to.
Finally, a nice day.
It doesn't really matter. Just so you know. I know some of you have issues where you don't realize that, so I thought I'd mention it to you. Alright, let's go down here real quick. By the way, I've started using this gun a lot, my dragon. I don't know that it's better or worse than any other gun, but it does a shit ton more damage than it used to for some reason. Ernie, go to bed. So upstairs, which it won't have for long, by the way, I have my son who is growling at his mother, which is both cute and kind of concerning. And yes, I figured since I went ahead and bothered to start this world, I'm going to go use it for a minute or two. I don't usually, but I will here. Okay, we need appliances. So outhouses count as appliances. I don't know if you realize that or not. Cool thing about these in particular is if you've never seen one, which I'm going to assume most of you have at this point. Cool thing about them is this: when you explore, the mole rat comes out of the pipe. Nothing big, just something fun and kind of cute. But now, pre-war food can be found in a lot of locations. The simplest location is over here at Flatwoods. Not because it's a simple location. And by the way, I don't know if you guys have this issue. I find this guy, no matter which character, no matter which account I am on, more than any other random encounter, I run into the lemonade stand guy. Almost exclusively, I run into the lemonade stand guy. I like him. He's my favorite random encounter, so it's not a big deal, but still, it's kind of weird. But it does seem kind of a little odd that I am almost always running into him in particular. Now, the cool part about this location, it's the starting location. You should have gone through here at the beginning of the game unless you opted to not go anywhere near this place. Which means that you should already know that if you come down here, you go to this box, there shouldn't be anything in it because it's an open world.
It sure is great to see
But if you come down here and you talk to this dude,
beings
you
again.
go to food, he has a few random bits and bobs, right? Nothing major. But the thing that is really cool is he has a decent amount of almost every kind of junk you could want. As as you're going through this
with
game.
smarts and a
And his
little
junk inventory
luck,
changes from time to
you'll
time
do
based on
just
your level.
fine out there.
Because containers are kind of, and not always, but in this case, they are kind of linked to the characters. So my container is going to be slightly different than your container, if that makes any sense. And I may find nothing in something where you find everything under the sun. It all depends on how often I've been through, what I've been doing in the area, and if I am, well, if I am milking things out more than you are, so to speak. But if you have the option to open up a private world, given the new recipes for the fishing thing, Gone Fission, all require massive amounts of salt to actually make, you may want to do that. And as I said, there's always plenty of food in this area here at this location. So keep that in mind. Oh, and if you didn't know, the tavern has a second level here, right? With the stairs going up. Most people bypass it or seem to forget it's there or don't really realize it. But in all point of fact, my favorite little bear up here is sitting here playing poker. Well, or at least hoarding money and got a cigar in his mouth. See? That's him. Cool, right? But anyway. And I don't know why the one chick is here and there are dead settlers hanging out on the roof. I'm just gonna leave that out there for her, though. Hold on here. That's not what I wanted. I want to go get this first. Oh, there's another one. If you're wondering, yes, I'm killing these things so I can get meat. Because meat, as they say, is what we eat. And since I'm not really a picky eater, so if you only need 2 soaps, there are technically 2 in this place. Well, at this not this place in particular, but in this area. You've got the soap here on a rope, and then if you go over to Dilbert's trailer, there should be another thing of soap in there. But there's 2 in this one, literally, because there's also one that's over here. It's usually back here on the stove top, not on the stove itself, but on the sink top. But because I shot my gun earlier, it kind of migrated. But just keep that in mind. If you're shooting weapons and they're explosive, you do have a tendency to push things around the rooms. Not always for the best. But if you're starting out, you need weapons, this is a good place to go. There's always a few here. A few other little odds and ends. And it's not a bad little place to grab a few extra dollars if you need individual change. I keep waiting for them to do something with this building because I like the storefront. Because it's like a drugstore slash donut store at the same time. But yeah. Thank you for your service. No, not really. Anyway. But, and that wasn't a military joke. I actually like the military. I have a lot of friends that are in the military. I just think the world right now is filled with people that will say something like, thank you for your service, and then turn around and stab you in the back. It's crazy. This is what I mean. All the grilled fish recipes all require like 2 salt. I do think it's funny that they put the fish bits underneath the thing. As every other food source. Just retarded. Technically it should be meat, but I don't know if it counts as meat. Alright. Go back over here and see what we got. I can eat that, that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Let's just check and see what we got here. Pre-war food, kill robots, complete events while well fed, human head 1, 10 cultists, junk for acid, collect Mothman eggs, sell the vendor. Alright. Not a big deal. I'm just going to go over here and summon up my tent. Because I'm carrying too much to go do anything at the moment. Also going to grab a few extra little odds and ends as I go.
Yeah. Well, now that people have come back to this area, they'll all want to be setting up places like Foundation.
Yeah, about Foundation. Leave my town alone. Alright, so first things I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go to my junk before I scrap everything, because I'm just going to scrap everything probably. I'm going to take any of the pre-war money and I'm going to put it in my tin, because pre-war money is usually scrapped 10 to 5, depending on the event and the days. So there I go with my acid, mostly from batteries that I picked up around town. I think I have enough adhesive to make an adhesive bundle, which will give me the bulk adhesive that I need. But we'll do 2 just to be on the safe side. Okay. Now then, from here, I'm going to go up here to the Mothman Museum at Point Pleasant. I'm going to collect the eggs that I need, which are 3, and I'm going to kill the cultists that I need, which are 10. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to use this gun right here. Not because it's particularly good, not because it's particularly bad, just because it's the gun that I choose to use to do this kind of work. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to zoom in on the heads of the targets that I'm firing on, and I'll be able to drop one of these fireballs on top of them, and for a brief moment in time, they will look like Ghost Rider. The green glowing flames of death as they slowly burn to death on their own soot-filled hair.
Take me. And now to my final reward.
As I said, Ghost Rider-esque. But the problem is, same problem you have with everything. Even though the game says you have a percentage chance to hit the target, it gets better the closer you get. But it doesn't always. If you're aiming for somebody's head, yeah, it works, but not as good as you'd like, and not always crippling. You'd think it would, but nah, not really.
Your death will cleanse the Holy Land. I will live forever in the light.
And like I said, not all of these people are people. Some of them are just morons. They're all cultists.
Mothman. Look upon your subjects with mercy and protect them from harm.
I
Will not yield! It's nothing.
And let's see, I have killed 10 cultists, but I've only got 5.
I go to the divine light.
Only 5. Like I said, not all cultists are human. Some of them are just stupid. Damn it. Alright, let's go up another layer.
I ascend.
What the hell?
Pay for that. It's blood. It's nothing.
Hell, I can't even pay for that with, like, dollars and cents at this point.
I will not yield.
I fear nothing. The Mothman is with me.
I will not falter. Not good enough.
you
I still live.
No.
Mothman.
I don't know why, but I feel like I'm shooting a rifle gaming in the head every time I look at the guy with
I
the
will
mustache
not
and the
falter.
dirty haircut.
Holy Mothman, take me.
I mean, that one guy, he was basically dead on him. Maybe Bethesda's trying to tell me something.
It's nothing.
Yeah. Maybe they are. I'm not 100% sure where I'm being shot at from now. There's so many of the damn thing. It's like it's the holy roller of Mothman times. Crazy. Crazy. But, nah, seriously though. Not all of these guys are human, so keep that in mind, seriously.
I must be strong. The Holy Land, I still
And
live.
there goes the headshots.
I fear nothing at last.
That's your
I
problem.
ascend.
Holy Mothman, bear witness as I carry out your will.
Making these kids right over there for a while.
It's I live. You will believe.
I will not
You
yield.
Mothman.
Holy Mothman.
Join you
I join you.
eternity.
In eternity.
Yeah. Mothman doesn't really care if you join him in eternity. Mothman ain't a real person. He's a bug.
No.
Divine
The
light.
divine light.
Consume you.
I can see
The
it.
light is eternal.
Yeah, well, You won't believe that. I believe the only eternal flame is sitting in Washington, D.C. and is guarded by our military. You can just keep on believing in Mothman's eternal flame. We'll see which one's eternal. It's alright. I forgive you. Not really. Not really at all. Let's go ahead and do some cooking. Can't use that because I put it too far in the ground. Man. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and make some more crappy food. Guess I could have went through the area there where they keep their food, but I'll be honest with you, it's not enough to really worry about. It's not going to help you in the long run, and there's not much there, so you're better off just using them for what they are, which is fodder for the other challenges. Now then, let's go ahead and use a ribeye steak. We'll head up to this location here. I have to go kill a cryptid, and I need to kill 10 robots. Robots are easy, as you all well know, but easiest place to get them is you can get them at this bridge here, which is just from water treatment plant, or you can go to the water treatment plant down here at Taggart. I like to go to Clarksburg because Clarksburg has almost exactly just 10 robots. At the moment, I chose this location because it's closer to Clarksburg. I can go ahead and offload some
authorized
stuff
to
here real quick.
trade supplies,
Bowie
and
knife,
equipment.
the intestines, the leather, medics, some Molotovs, a few pistols. Because this character doesn't have a lot of caps. Because I tend to blow caps
Don't
on this
face
character on
the
plans.
wasteland
I
without the
find them
proper
because, well,
supplies.
all my characters get as many plans as I can find for them at any given point, and it's just the way it works out. So, now then, I'm going to go ahead and check this here, Salisbury steak. Now you see I only need 9 more foods. I forgot to look in his inventory first.
Welcome, citizen. I am authorized to
Usually I
trade
do this without
supplies.
thinking about it too much, but I can pick up those. That's 12. Now here's something fun. Ammo dispenser. It's good for bulk items. And the occasional piece of junk, right? Now if you come down here, you'll find medical supplies. Medical supplies has cigarettes in it. Remember that. Cigarettes are here. There's a pack of cigarettes here in this vending machine. There's another vending machine like that inside the building over here on Main Street that the super mutants spawn in. Second floor, right before on the other side of the balcony. I shit you not. There's another thing of freaking cigarette. There's another cigarette machine there. So just keep that in mind. I wish that I could build like right here. I would love to build a house on this. Just right here. Set it up. Have it ready to go. Put a gate up there to keep the super mutants out. And throw up like a, you know, just a general fence. It would be so cool, but it doesn't exist. You can't build here. I also wanted to build on top of these buildings. I mean, unless I do it in like this mode or a custom world mode, There's no way to do any of that kind of crap. If you ever see anybody that's got a build on top of a building like that, that's in this city in particular, unless they figured out some really weird way to break the height limitations and the build area limitations, there's not a way to do it that I'm aware of. So keep that in mind. That almost always has to be a custom build. But yeah, check the boxes, because there's almost always something here that you might want. Not always, but almost always. Especially whenever you're trying to close out dailies like this. Like, I'm just trying to close out these dailies. I don't really want to do any of that, so. But this location here usually has between 5 to 6 items that you can pick up that are food related. It also has another cigarette dispenser if you need those. There's usually another thing of food in here. I wonder if I could have blown it up whenever I blowed up the way in here. Sounds like I've got a call coming in. Or a message, either one. Both annoying in their own right. So, let's go over here. I'm gonna throw down my tent real quick. Up here. In this case, I'm just gonna dump all this. I already have some extra stuff. I need to go sell that Mothman egg omelet. Go kill a cryptid. Let's do this first. But yeah, it's been a weird day. I'm not gonna lie. I have a song that I'm thinking about putting out that I wasn't going to originally. Okay. Wow, okay.
Ammunition and other supplies available here.
Okay, so there's the Daily Challenge Award was the one that I was thinking of. The 1 out of 3 that gives you the extra for Thursdays. So there's technically Daily Challenge Award 1 out of 3. Where is it? There you go. Yeah, there's 1 out of 3 and there's 1 out of 6. 1 out of 3 gives you 1,700. I'm at 46 at the moment. I'm going to jump down here to Hemlock Holes, kill a cryptid, and that'll be the end of this, hopefully. I also should be able to find 1 or 2 items inside the Hemlock Holes diner that's associated with the golf course, which will hopefully give me just enough pre-war food. I don't think I have that many left to get. But let me just double check that, because I really don't remember. Pre-war food, 3. If I can find 3 of them in here, that's golden. But the problem is, this thing, although it has some food in it, and food-like items scattered around it, It does not always have a lot. It is a good place to get salt, though. I'm always amazed that coffee doesn't count as a pre-war food. It should. But it doesn't. But then again, neither does Nuka-Colas, if you find those. Golf course, a few pencils, a couple clipboards, whatnot. So, double check over here. Go back out front and double check out here where the picnic's going on. Water and a pack of cigarettes. Okay, so I need 2 pre-war foods. I don't see any back here either on these back tables. There should be a grafted monster in here. There he is. Is that him? Look like him. Yeah, that's him. Oh, let's just go ahead and finish him off quick. Then if you really want to get technical. Oh, Smiley. Goodbye, Smiley. Check in here. Nope. 2 more pre-war food. I gotta go up here before I log out. This is a testing camp where I test to see what I can make fly and what I can make stick to those walls in the interior of that container. Because contrary to popular belief, I am not as good a builder as some people. And I have to test theories and objectives and strategies to make things work for myself to come up with them, because I don't communicate with a bunch of builders on a regular anymore to know how they do what they do. So that means I have to figure out how to do it on my own. Which isn't a bad thing. But isn't necessarily a good thing either. Kind of makes you jaded, if you know what I mean. Because you're constantly trying to figure out something. Well, not always able to do it. But it is what it is. It's been fun. I've had a lot of fun doing a lot of different things in this game, meeting a lot of different people, talking to a lot of different people. Sorry about the interruption, by the way. That was my soon-to-be ex-wife leaving to go to the store to pick up something that she forgot to get for her cooking that she is doing upstairs, which I will likely not be eating any of. Why do I say that? Well, because my stomach's been rather delicate ever since, well, for a while now. So, rather than risk it or having it cause me any extra strife, I would rather do without than have issues that I don't want to really discuss. You know how that goes. But that's neither here nor there. That's just the way the world works. People do what they have to do to get by. Me, you, everybody.
Guest security is our priority.
Well, I'm very happy for you. His security is not my priority.
In case of fire, please follow posted evacuation instructions.
Yep. Why am I dying here? I should have just went inside the building. Went from vendor to vendor. Bought a few things. Nope. Now I gotta go back over there and grab my shit. What a day. Forgot I was on the character that didn't have a vampire's fixer. Okay, I died right here, and none of my stuff is here. I mean, I died right here. I'll look out back. Odds are it's not there. Nope. I don't even know why those guys just suddenly showed up there. They shouldn't have, from what I understand. I just need to go up here and grab one thing of food, which should be easy enough to do. The fair is where I go to buy most of my food whenever I buy food in reality, so. That's what happens when you live under a bridge. That's where I'll be living at soon, by the way, under a bridge. But that's just a joke, by the way. I won't be living under. Well, you never know, actually. Might not be that much of a joke in a little while. Reality has a way of making it so after a while. Seriously? pretty much does let's just throw the tent up right here. Rotate this around. Find a good spot for it. There's some stuff in here. Come back out here. It's been fun playing today with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I just went ahead and did all of my dailies and most of my weeklies to get it out of the way. Because in all honesty, I don't know when I'll be back to play this again. Because I've been playing Dune Awakening. And the only thing that I can say is if you get a chance to play it, if you haven't played it, give it a try. It is made by the same people that make Conan. So a lot of the same systems and mechanics are employed within it. It has its own storyline. It is not the main story from Dune that you know. It is a variant where Paul Atreides is not there. And the Fremen are pretty much dead. So, keep that in mind. Enjoy it for what it is. It's a pretty good game. I'll be honest, once playing it for a little while, all it makes me want them really to do is get the license to Star Wars so they can make a real Star Wars game. That's open world, where you can make your own characters. Because it genuinely is a good game. It really is. They've done a lot with it. It has its glitches, as any new game does. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. Check it out if you can. I'll talk to you later. And have a good day.